Our day sailing in the Chichester harbour area started well enough, but we soon got into trouble and needed assistance, along with at least one other sailboat. Our misfortune taught us that knowledge of local tidal currents is critical to safe sailing in the Chichester area, and to round off an eventful day, I ended up stripping to my underpants to help another boat in trouble. In the morning we planned to launch from the Hard at Itchenor and make our way up the channel to our sailing club at Delkey. Surrounded by countryside, Chichester Harbour in Sussex on the south coast of England is an area of outstanding natural beauty. Numerous tidal channels lead to an extensive array of inlets that crisscross salt marsh and mudflats. Itchenor Hard is a gently sloping shingled bank. We normally launch from Delkey. The ability to launch from the slipway at Delkey is very dependent on the height of the tide. You have to time your sails so that you have enough water to launch and retrieve in. If the tide is too low, you're unlikely to get your boat back on its trailer. I wanted to try and launch at a lowish tide from the Hard at Itchenor because I'd read that you can launch and retrieve at any time of the day, which proved to be the case. While launching, we had a chat with the owners of a gorgeous CL-18, designed by French naval architect Francois Vivier. Incredibly, the owner built the boat himself in only 3 months. Little did we know that we'd meet again later in the day, after we'd all had a bit of a drama. We set off for Itchenor, jibing in and out of all the boats moored up the channel, not something for the faint-hearted. With a following wind and a fast-flowing incoming tide, we made good time on our way up the channel towards Delkey. Due to the low tide, the edges of the channel were extremely shallow. We ventured too far wide at one point and scuffed the bottom with our centreboard. This meant we had to jibe in and out of the boats moored in the centre where the water was deepest, but the tidal flow rapidly became too fast. We put the camera away and focused on the task at hand. I was worried we'd lose control and hit a moored yacht, so I turned the boat around to beat our way back to Itchenor. This proved hopeless. We tacked our way into the oncoming wind, but the tide was so strong it just pushed us back towards Delkey. Very soon we'll become a danger to passing yachts and motorboats as we tacked back and forth across the channel, so I made for the shore to get out of the way. There was nowhere to pull the boat ashore without it getting properly stuck in the mud. We didn't have an anchor, so the only option was for me to stand in the mud and hold on to the boat. The tidal flow was getting stronger and the wind more gusty as I slowly sank into the mud. I couldn't risk heading for Delkey with all the yachts moored up, and I couldn't tack back to Itchenor. Reluctantly, I called the harbour master for a tow.
Not a night at the Crow, just a drink in the ship. These lovely people taking us back.
The harbour master team explained that halfway between low tide and high tide, the current can behave like a spring tide. A safer journey option, therefore, is to sail to East Head against the incoming tide in the morning and head to Delkey in the afternoon when the tide is less aggressive. Once at Delkey, wait until early evening before heading back to Itchenor to take advantage of an outgoing tide. They told us it was quite common for small sailboats to get caught out by the strength of the tide, and it even happens to experienced sailors with knowledge of the local tides. That didn't make me any less embarrassed about calling them out. I think Jane's biggest concern was the state of her nails. We thanked the harbour master team profusely, hauled the boat onto its trailer and headed to Delkey for a drink and a slice of cake. Back at the sailing club, we chatted to a few members and told them about our mishap. They confirmed what the harbour master team had said. Over the years, the same thing had happened to a few experienced club members. It still didn't make me feel any better. While ruminating on the day over a beer, I spotted the Francois Vivier CL-18 sitting on the shore near the clubhouse. I dashed over to take another look. just in time to catch the owner and crew before they set off back to Itchenor. They told us they too had got caught out by the tide and needed a tow, even though they made the sensible decision to sail to Easthead in the morning before heading back to Del Quay in the afternoon. I was flabbergasted. It made me feel less of an idiot, but my pride was still bruised. The CL-18 was sailing with what I think is a Devon lugger. The Devon set off without any issue, but the seal was getting blown back onto the shingle even though a crew member was out of the boat trying to push her into deeper water. This was a chance to redeem myself. I whipped off my shoes, socks and trousers, revealed my underpants to everyone sitting in the pub garden behind me, and got stuck in to help get the CL-18 on its way.
Underway. Have a lovely sail.
I don't know what was more embarrassing, exposing my underpants or trying to walk on sharp stones barefooted.